Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Ware Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
For 75 years, Corner Drug has been your trusted Health Mart pharmacy in Wapaton. As the prescription specialist, we're dedicated to your health. We provide immunizations to keep you safe, along with Health Pack compliance packaging for easy medication management. Plus, our medication synchronization ensures all your prescriptions are ready when you need them. Experience personalized care and expertise at Corner Drug, where your health is our priority.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
What would you do with a second chance? At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4 crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
At Smith Motors in Wahpeton, our goal is to find the vehicle that fits you, both in lifestyle and budget. Do more with the spacious GMC Acadia, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hardworking GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive experience featuring high-quality service and low-pressure sales. Chevrolet or GMC, the selection is great. And if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Smith Motors, small-town friendly, big-town.
Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to straight away center field.
Getting a look. I don't hear the music, so before it was when you hear the music, quit. But I never heard the music, so
kind of a side
I don't know what happened there because you could hear the commercials.
We could hear the commercials, yeah.
But I don't know what happened on the music.
Okay.
I got ahead of myself, I think.
All right.
I was him being here early and all that stuff. I was starting on time, right?
Yeah.
So these two yahoos back here chirping about something.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he's doing a lot back here.
Yeah, we got to stay on schedule tonight.
All right.
You got to keep this guy in line.
Okay.
And make sure he doesn't take over the show. I'm just saying.
Can I introduce first?
Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of took over there.
Yeah,
I told you. I was like Min Lee over here. You got to let me
just
cook.
wasted 3 of my minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he not know who owns the company?
Welcome, everybody, to the Giants Coach Show, presented to you by
go.
Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Three Borders Sports Network. I want to welcome everybody. I'm Joe Schreiner. He is Brian Watson. And before we get started here, Brian, I just, again, I know I said it last night, but again, our condolences to you and your family and on the passing of your father, Sir James Watson, and we know he's watching us up in heaven tonight.
Yeah, so it better be a good show tonight. Sorry, so it better be a good show tonight. So
he's keeping an eye on us, I'm
appreciate
sure.
that.
Yep. All right. So Jeff Ralph joins us here tonight, and we'll get him started, even though 3 minutes of his 15 is already gone. But
He's
Jeff,
going to steal minutes at the end anyway. So
yeah, we'll get him. So Jeff has got the boys golf here this spring, and had a busy school year so far for you, Jeff, with the basketball season and going to state. So congratulations on that too as well. We haven't had a chance to visit about that.
It's been, we get done with basketball on like March 24th, and golf starts on April 7th, and it's been just a whirlwind. But now the season is, I mean, it's just going nuts now. We played 4 tournaments. We go, last weekend we played Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and this week we were supposed to play Monday, and we got stormed out. But we have our meet tomorrow, and then we go Friday, Saturday at North, and then Tuesday, Thursday the next week. It's just been, it's been a whirlwind, and it's been a whirlwind in more than one way. Just with the wind, every tournament
there's another story there.
Has just been nuts with the wind. So, but we're battling. The kids are improving. I mean, we've got a lot of improvement to do, but I think I really like some of their approach to how we're trying to do things and get better. And I really think we've got some kids that can be pretty good golfers. Maybe one day they got some stuff to learn, but. We have some good kids coming. So
let's talk about it. We were talking off air, and I've got it in my notes here. It's your 23rd season.
Yeah.
23 years as a golf coach.
Yeah. It's
here in Wahpeton, so that's pretty cool.
It's been a good. We've had some really good players over the course of the years, and I think this group. It reminds me of one of my first crews where we had some good young kids.
Yeah.
We had a couple good older kids with them, and maybe just learning the ropes a little bit and helping those younger guys. And, our league is just, it's stacked with, after Red River, I mean, Red River's nuts. They shoot 285 or whatever last Saturday at Spring Creek, but they're really good. Davies and Shanley are pretty good. North is pretty good. Of course, Dan Wolf at Cheyenne just does a great job with his kids every year.
Yep.
They've been a perennial power, so we're up against it a little bit. But I feel like if we could get a kid to qualify here as an individual, and they'll have an opportunity next week to do that, I think that would help us. It would kind of set the tone that, hey, this is doable for us, and because we've struggled with that for a few years. We go back to. Bridger in about 21 or 22. Last time we had a kid make it. So Brandon Thiel was in that kind of crew. Tucker. We've had some guys. Justin Nelson. 6-8 years ago, but it's been a while. So I think that would help these kids to see what's possible for them. So
well, you've got some seniors there that could possibly break through. And of course, leading the way, I think you've got Bjorn Kubala.
Yep.
And a couple other guys there too as seniors for you, and hopefully they can lead. Aiden Bones up there.
Aiden Bone, I don't think a kid, I think 2 years in a row wins our hardest worker. I mean, he's just a grinder.
Yeah.
Kid that's working at his game, works at it all year round, and I think sometimes strives too much for perfection, where he's always maybe tinkering with his swing instead of just hitting the ball and going playing it where it's at, but. A kid that's a worker, and he wants to be a golfer and plays a lot of golf. So I think there's a chance for him. Bjorn has been on the edge a few times, over the last couple of years where he's right there, and sometimes plays good at the wrong tournament that isn't a qualifier, or we get to the regional and maybe shoots an 80 instead of that 79 that you need. So there's another kid that's right there, I think, for us. Michael Peterson too. 2 years ago, was right on the edge at the Meadows in a qualifier, and I think bogeyed the last hole and missed it.
Yeah.
So those three really have been our 3 guys who've led the team for about 3 years now. And then, when I look at what's up and coming, Kyler Flax, an 8th grader, had our best score on Saturday at Spring Creek, shot 84, which was 13 over par. I thought just a great round from him. The day before, shot 92 at Madison Country Club. And I thought for a good stretch of holes, really played well. And I walked along with him a few holes, and we talked about some shots. And I think that's kind of what he needs, someone to keep him in the moment, number one. And then number two, just to make sure we're hitting the right shot at the right time. he's a young kid who's got some talent, so he wants to hit some shots that maybe aren't the best shot. You know, he's 15 yards off the green and wants to take his 60 degree and flop it up there and stop it next to the hole. And, you know, that works maybe 1 out of 10 times.
Right.
But, you know, you go the old man way like Coach Watson or I do. You bump it and run it up there and let it stop around the hole. Or, I mean, I like Watson does, probably hits it off the green. But
I mean, talk about that.
Had to get one crack in him on his golf
good
game.
for you.
But I think he's got the game.
Yeah.
He's got the game. And then Peyton Miller, another 8th grader who has all the tools, but I think of him kind of like I thought about, you'll go all the way back to 2008 when Dylan Farrell was an 8th grader.
Oh, yeah.
And then Justin Nelson when he was a 7th and 8th grader, you know, swing out of his shoes and, you know, had a hard time getting to the green and par.
Yeah.
But he's a kid who's got some skill, and I think another kid who is going to be a really good player for us. And let's see, he had 85 at Spring Creek. So,
wow.
You know, a kid who's
that's pretty good.
Swinging out of his shoes.
Yeah.
To get a drive out in the fairway and try to put himself in position. So, you know, I really like those two kids. I think they're kids that are going to be golfers. They want to play golf, and they'll play a lot of summer golf and get a lot better.
You got a large roster this year too, don't you?
I mean, we have 20 kids out, which is
that's pretty big, isn't it? I mean, it's larger than normal. Is what I'm trying.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great to have 35 kids out, but you know, you get down on the driving range of putting green, and you know, you got our 20 kids trying to get some work done, and then there's you know, 15 kids from Breckenridge and 15 girls from Breckenridge trying to get on there. And so, I mean, there's plenty of kids down there. So, you know, I think it's a good number, though, and it's a good number of young kids. We got a couple 7th graders out, and then a couple other 8th graders, too, that I think some good swings, but just, you know, Coach Backel, I'll tell you.
He's your only assistant,
He's
correct?
my assistant, and he's got those kids playing twice a week, and that's what it takes for them. So those JV kids, you know, slapping around 102, and then pretty soon they're down to 90, and then they're going to be in contention for varsity. So I think that's been a big plus for our team, is to get them out to a couple JV tournaments each week, and then
that's huge.
You know, varsity's going twice a week too. So we probably have close to, you know, 15, 18 kids playing in a tournament every week, which is really good.
That is.
And that's
good.
how we keep our program going. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we talked before we came on air, Coach, that you've already had 4 meets. You had 2 down in South Dakota. And wind, as you said earlier, too, in the program here. But it's been a busy but yet a windy season.
It's really been that Village Green back on the 14th was probably 43 degrees, you know, 25 plus mile an hour wind. The wind chill was, or the feels like, or whatever they call it now, was probably around 32 all day.
Ugh.
You know, Bjorn said, and Bjorn really played well on the back nine, shot 40 on the back, but I think had 92, you know, so 52, 40. I mean, it's crazy splits. But he said, he said I didn't have any touch in the front because I was so cold. He said I finally got warmed up, then I felt like I had my wedges going and putted better. So good score for Bjorn with that 92. Pete Miller 94. I mean, just kind of plodding his way around. But that was a weather day was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it just wasn't. And then the following week we go up to Kings Walk, and we all know that you know, the Harvard of the North town is right on the edge of the Arctic Circle up there. So, you know, Grand Forks, Canada, or whatever I don't know where they're at.
I'm not even going to comment. I'm just going to let them go.
You don't have to. It's funny.
It was
just going to let them go.
Awful.
Yeah.
The wind's blowing 30 and the temperature's 42 and right off the glacier. And I mean, it was rough for and it's tough for the kids to do that. They battled. You know, Kyler Flack there, 88. You know, for the 8th grader, I thought was fantastic for a kid who hadn't seen the course before. So I was really happy with that. Grayson Cassie had an 89 up there, a sophomore who's in contention to maybe you know, be varsity. So you know, it's been tough. We got on to Madison last Friday, a cool day. You Probably not as bad wind-wise, but the sun just never came out down there. So it was tough, but we shot 363. We're trying to get everybody under 90. 363 is 3 shots over that, but Michael Peterson had an 88, which I thought was pretty good.
Yep.
Aiden Bone with a 90. And then our 2 8th graders, 92, 93. So I was pretty pleased. And then to go to Spring Creek the next day, we make that long drive down there and stay overnight in a motel, get up at 6:30 and head out to Harrisburg. And then to have, we had 4 guys in the 80s that day.
That was pretty good.
Kyler Flack, 84. I told you that 8th grader, he's got some game. It's just a matter of putting it all together. Peyton Miller, the other 8th grader, had 85. And then Michael Peterson, 86. And Wyatt Stav had 86. So really 4 good scores for us. And 341, I mean, to improve by 22 shots is something else.
Yep.
And then, the next step that is the challenge to them of, all right, we got to do that at Boise Sioux now. Spring Creek had a couple reachable par 3s or par 4s. I mean, we had one of the, I think it was Michael had an eagle putt on a par 4, so knocked it on the green. About a 370-yard hole or something.
Wow.
So
that's pretty good.
Pretty good shot. That shows what they can do. Yeah. And he really, Michael said after the round, he goes, I haven't closed out a round this year yet. And it ends with a bogey, then a double or something every round, but he's been right on the edge of posting a good score every tournament.
And I remember some other conversations we had about golf, and maybe even including girls golf, that the kids start to realize what they need to do, and that's huge.
Yep.
When they can figure it out themselves, then that's huge.
Yep.
And you've said that before.
And managing the course.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to hit it where I want to every time. I'm not going to have the right yardage every time. But how do I get in the hole faster? And that's really that's the part they're still kind of working on. And we go practice today. I mean, they all hit a bucket of balls and wanted to hit more, but it's like, okay, we got to get over and work on our short game, and that's where it's at. And we got another kid, Brandon Ritter. He'll play tomorrow as a JV in our tournament. Another kid who's got the game. He's just got to, put it all together in a tournament. And I watched him today, chipped in 3 from 10 yards off the green on the practice green. So I mean, he's got the game. We just got to take it into that pressure situation. And so I really think a good group of kids. And I've talked about 6 or 7 of them with Grayson and Wyatt, but Brennan's in the wings waiting. He was a varsity player last year and was gone on the music trip, so he missed a couple, then was gone on a family trip. So his first opportunity is tomorrow. So with that, then we have the Fargo North invite on Friday, Saturday. So we'll have a different lineup each day on Friday, Saturday. So we'll probably have maybe 8, 9 kids playing in a varsity tournament this weekend. So that'll be good for us. And then we can take 8 to Rose Creek next week too. So we'll get a good look at a lot of kids and try to maybe solidify who our top 6 are. So, I really I think we're pretty close with Michael and the 2 8th graders and Aiden Bone. Bjorn's been gone too, so we gotta see where Bjorn and Brandon and Stav and all those guys fit
in. So it's the Boise Sioux home tournament tomorrow. We're thinking tee times start at 9?
9 o'clock. It'd be a shotgun at 9. So everybody's off at 9. Yep.
Okay. And the boys must be excited to be playing at home for the first time of the year.
Well, I think they are. We get on the bus at 6 o'clock and take off to Grand Forks, and I mean it'll be nice. 8 o'clock they show up out there and get their work in and be ready, and then the North invite too is you don't have to leave till 7, so it'll be good. It'll be a good weekend and three fun days for them to play.
Yeah, you're busy until we come back next Wednesday here, so
we're really going with those 3, and then a Rose Creek next Tuesday will be a big one, a qualifier for us, so it'll be a big tournament.
And it's all EDC teams here tomorrow too, right?
Yep, the entire EDC, and Devils Lake is back in.
Okay.
And of course, Valley City, there last year in the EDC, they'll be Class B for golf next year, so their enrollments drop down. So,
All right, B-Dub, you got any words of wisdom over there?
I don't have any words of wisdom, but I do have a question about, do teams, not like coming down here for golf the same way that they don't like coming down here for basketball?
For me, I think it's a good golf course.
I think so, too.
And I think that, if you play well, you can shoot a good score.
Yeah.
And if you don't play well, you get punished by our golf course. And
You certainly have a little bit of an advantage because our
Yep.
kids get to play it all the time.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, they're all playing it right now. We got done with practice a little after 5. When school was out early with the day of carrying, and we practiced, and then they took off and really want to play the back because they get out in the front, but they went and played the back, and I think that's big for us, and that familiarity hopefully will help us. Some of these teams are really good, but I think being at home hopefully helps us tomorrow.
I think golf's the one sport where you kind of do have a home field advantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get to play it all the time. All
you're
the
practicing
nuances.
out there all the time.
Yep.
When you hit your ball, okay, it's over there. I know exactly.
I know
where
what
it is.
club I got to hit. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
there's times you go to a different course, a course you never played. You don't really know where you are on the course. Yeah, you know what the yardage says, but I don't know if that's really what I have to hit.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a nice course. I like playing there.
Yep.
Yep. Very much so.
Dustin does a great job for us. I always plug him.
Hats off to him.
I go out there and he's like, do whatever you want. I mean, they let us. They do let us. I mean, that's how kids get better at golf. So he's really does a nice job of building junior golf in our town. So.
Very awesome. All right, Coach, we're going to give you a Southern Valley Travel Center free Caribou coffee from Emily and the gang out there.
Awesome.
So stop out there and get one.
Appreciate
and,
it.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Emily, for that.
Yeah, thanks to Emily.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, Coach Ralph, head coach of the Huskies boys golf squad, and Jack Heidemann waiting out there in the green room, and Chad and Yards are taking care of him out there. So we'll have Jack coming up here to talk about some Cowboy baseball right after this. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
All right,
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
Minn Kota Ag Products has helped farmers with all their agricultural needs as the farming industry has expanded. They provide farmers with all their chemical, fertilizer, seed, grain, and elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. Proud to be a partner in your operation since 1941. Download the MKAP Grower 360 app from your app store today to see current market prices, your tickets, and any essential information for your operation. Thanks for all your hard work.
Here we go.
See, that's a little better.
Yeah, I heard the music that time.
You did hear the music.
So that's good.
I'm rocking and rolling over here right now.
Oh man, you're cooking with everything. Huh?
I am. I'm cooking with gas, as they say.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody, and it's presented to you by Red River Community. I just saw they got it on in the.
Should we start again?
No.
Okay.
Red River Communications, cable channel 28. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I got to say a quick hi before he goes to bed. My grandson Wyatt is watching, so Wyatt, I hope the bath went good and go to bed, buddy.
Now he's mad because you said hi to him, so now he has to go to bed. You should have waited until later, and then he would get a little extra time. So
that's true. Yeah.
I'm just saying you got to learn those grandpa things.
Got to learn those things. I know. I'm learning.
You are.
I'm new at it.
You are.
Well, let's welcome Jack Heidemann to the show tonight. Again, Jack, thanks for coming in for our first Spring Coaches Show.
For sure. Thanks for having me, Joe.
I appreciate you coming in. Season number 3?
Number 3, yep. Third one.
So how do you feel?
Pretty good right now. So we're 5-4. Yeah. Huh? So we're about halfway through. We got a 20 game regular season. So 9 games into it, 5-4. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, 0-2, but since then we've really turned things around, and even in some of our losses we've been playing pretty good. So it's good that we kind of got those bad ones out of the way and playing a lot better baseball.
All right. We'll get into the season a little bit more. I just want to ask, of course, you were an assistant coach for a while, too, before you became head coach, and with your dad. And your assistant coaches this year are?
So I actually brought Kevin back. He is helping me out a lot.
He's seen him at the ball diamond. It's good to see him back.
Yeah, it is good to have him back, too. I mean, he's just a wealth of knowledge. So he's really helpful for me to have around, and also the guys, just because you can never have enough coaches with baseball. It's just so much individual stuff going on. So the more work, the better with those guys. But outside of Kevin, I got Tom Thielen again, who coached with me the last couple of years.
And he's JV responsibility.
And he's been with us at times as well, but he's doing a lot more JV this year because we also have a guy, Matt Stoll, who's a new teacher in Breck, and he's coaching as well. Kind of new to coaching a little bit, so this way Tom can kind of be down with the JV and help him out a little bit as well. So now we got 2 at each level, so that's been good to have some extra bodies around.
I don't think I've met him yet. So.
Yeah, he's
Does he hang around the varsity field much?
He does whenever there's not a JV game. He's been in the dugout with us too.
Okay.
And so he's awesome. He teaches social studies in high school, and the guys really like having him around too.
Well, so they know him from the school if he's teaching
all
high school social
varsity players
studies.
have him in class and stuff. So.
All right, awesome. All right, so you got a fairly heavy senior roster this year, and you got a few seniors there. I've got them listed here if you want me to go through them, or if you want to go through them.
Yeah, no, it's because last year we had none, so it's good to have some senior leadership this year. And so Trey Vogelbacher and Paul Armitage, kind of pitcher, and Paul's been catching a little bit, so it's good to have those two back because they've been a kind of a key member of our lineup the last couple of years. Logan Church, he's been our leadoff hitter, throws a lot of innings, so he's first baseman when he's not pitching. So those 3 are kind of leading us this year so far. And then we got Brecken Anderson, Jacob Nicholson are getting some innings as well. And then we have Caleb Albertson as well. And so Caleb didn't play last year, but as a sophomore, he actually pitched quite a bit for us. And so unfortunately, he hasn't been able to play this year. He's kind of dealing with kind of a lat issue, like something in his muscle there. And so he's doing PT and stuff, but I'm a little bit bummed about that just because I was really excited to have him back. Because, as a sophomore, he's
a good athlete, period.
You're right. He's pretty sport athlete, and so I was really looking forward to having him kind of eat up a bunch of innings for us, but just kind of dealing with some arm problems. So hopefully he'll get that straightened out maybe before the Legion season. But
without giving away too much, do you expect him back before the end of the high school season?
It's possible he might around kind of end of the year playoff time. It's probably a couple weeks out yet, but I mean, there's always a summer season. But that's kind of been a little bit of a bummer for both us and just for him as well for his senior year.
Hopefully you get him back. All right, and then let's talk a little bit about your underclassmen. Of course, Cooper Robertson, he's returning with I think he had a good batting average for you. Connor Ernst, another one there. Some of the underclassmen are helping you out.
For sure, yeah. And so we got a lot of juniors as well. Cooper, kind of, our 3-hitter, plays kind of a staple at third base for us, and he's doing a really good job at the plate again so far this year. Gabe Armitage, pitcher and shortstop, is doing pretty good. Gavin Hoffert's been playing a lot of second base and batting pretty well in the lineup. Lawson Oliphant, really good job in center so far for us this year.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of upperclassmen really kind of carrying us so far. And then Connor Ernst as a sophomore, kind of playing middle infield and a few innings here and there. And then Riley Kappas has been playing an outfield spot for us as well. And he's had a pretty good year, and he's kind of starting to turn things on offensively as well. And he's a guy that he pitched last week as well on Thursday and actually did a really good job on the mound. And so, in the springtime, you get so many games bunched up in a short amount of time, you could never have enough pitching. And so we've kind of him stepping up. And then Tucker Snyder is another sophomore that has kind of emerged as a reliable option out of the bullpen for us. We've actually called him into a number of games to kind of come in and pitch, and he's done a really good job. So we're getting bright spots kind of all around.
Yep. Well, you're 5-4 right now, and one of the things that popped out to me, Coach, when I was looking at stuff for tonight, 4-2 in HOL.
Yes, so we swept
pretty
Barnesville.
happy there.
Yeah, that is good for us because that's mainly a 2A schedule, and then we're a single A team.
Right.
The only one that's single A is Frazee. We won't play them till kind of middle of May. So we swept Barnesville, and then we swept Pelican.
Yeah.
So we lost a tough one to Hawley. That was early in the year where we just didn't play very good and kind of walked too many guys, gave up too many free runners there. And then the other loss there was DGF. And DGF year after year is a really tough team, and we went up there on the road and we were tied 6-6 in the bottom of the seventh. Unfortunately, they walked it off on us. But I mean, it was a game we were in the whole way. Actually, we probably outplayed them for a large chunk of that game. We just didn't make a play or two when we needed to. And again, we've been plagued by kind of giving up a few too many base runners, and it kind of bit us a little bit. But I mean, a really good team, and we hung right there with them. So when we're playing baseball the way we're supposed to be and throwing strikes and making the plays that we can, we got enough offense usually to kind of keep us afloat. That I mean, really, we can compete with any team when we're playing well.
I've been impressed. I mean, the one day I went over there and watched, I think it was the Hawley game that I saw, and it was the Hawley game that I saw. It was not a good day for the Cowboys defensively for that game. But I think things have changed and things have turned around, and of course I got to see you guys when you played Wahpeton here. And I'll be able to catch the Lake Park Audubon game on, is it Monday?
Monday,
yeah, Monday. We'll broadcast that one. So I'm looking forward to seeing the improvement on your team. So you've seen improvement coming along.
For sure. And, a lot of that, just to give our guys a little bit, when you get outside for the first time early in the year, it can be tough. Now, everybody's in the same boat, so it's not really an excuse. But that was a game where we just made way too many errors, and we walked and being way too many people. And, baseball, it's a simple formula at the end of the day, but when you give up that many free base runners, you're never going to win those ball games. And that was one of those games that we just kind of collapsed. And we kind of all did it at the same time, and everything compounded, and it wasn't good. And so I think it was a bit of a wake-up call. You never want to have those games, but at least it kind of turned us in the right direction after that. And we had a lot of really productive practices where, did a lot of kind of back to the fundamentals a little bit, a lot of infield work. And since then, largely, we've turned things around, which has been good. And so, again, you never want to drop those ones, but if you're gonna, you want to have them early. And so baseball, especially in the spring, once you get to Legion season, everybody's kind of you've been playing long enough, now you're kind of rolling. But in the spring, it is one of those things where you're kind of getting along, and you definitely got to be getting better, as the weather's warming up. And so we got some of those early lumps out of the way, and you want to be playing your best baseball in May, at the end of May, come playoff times. And, nobody really is in April. We absolutely weren't. So keep telling everybody it's, we just got to see the uptrend, and we're there, but there's still things we're working on and got to get better yet.
And you had, speaking of that, you had a nice run at the end of May last year when you made a playoff
run.
run.
We did. And so, last year was the same thing. Gosh, we got off to a really slow start. It's kind of, we're struggling. We were a young team last year with a lot of inexperience. So, I was a little bit patient with it, or at least it was understandable. And then, the last 5 games of the regular season, I think we went 4-1, turned it on, and then made a really nice playoff run in our section tournament, and kind of were down to the last 4 teams. And even when we lost, it was 2-1. We had the bases loaded, kind of a heartbreaker loss, but so we were right there, but we kind of peaked at the right time last year, and we won a lot of close games. And our section, even though we're Class A for baseball, it's got some really good teams, specifically Parker's Prairie, who got second in the state last year. So, I mean, it is a tough section to advance out of for baseball in our area. So we're a good team, though, and we're playing right. And so, again, like I'm saying, we're on the upswing, and we timed it really well last year. I'm just hoping we can do that again this year.
I think you will. And then, so tomorrow, I think you travel to Staples.
Yeah, we're making a long trek to Staples. We got
Is that a one game?
One game. Yep, one game with them.
So a HOL game.
And that's a HOL game now that they're back in the conference. And I forget the record. They're right around 500. But they have some good wins, and so that's one that's definitely gettable for us. But we're gonna have to play pretty good baseball. And they had a really good team last year. We edged them out 4-3. It was a super close game. I remember we actually won in walk-off fashion. Gavin Hoffert had a game-winning hit. So. I'm sure they're going to want a little payback, but it's a game that we we got pretty much all of our pitchers lined up for tomorrow, so hopefully we can throw strikes, and that'll be a good game for us to win because we need a big win like that for us. So.
And to make that conference record even better would be pretty cool.
Yes,
and then you got Lake Park Ottoman on Monday, as we said, and then you follow it up with a tough Perham team.
With Perham, yep, and they're
on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think their coach is ranked like 2nd in the state or something right now.
Yeah,
they're undefeated, and they're a really good team. They got Moorhead, who's a 4A team on their schedule. I mean, they just 10-run Detroit Lakes, a 3A school. So, I mean, they got an interesting schedule because they're playing Breckenridge and Frazee, who are 1A teams, and they're playing Moorhead, a 4A team, DL, a 3A team, Fergus Falls. So, I mean, they can compete with those guys. And so they're a very good team. But last year, Gabe Armitage pitched against them, and we lost 3-0, and he only gave up three hits in 6 innings. So, baseball is an interesting game. If you go out there and you throw strikes and you get them a little bit off balance and you make a few plays here and there, anything can happen.
Yep, make the defense work. And again, like I said, I've been impressed with the defensive output that you guys have put out in the last 2 games. So
it's been a lot better for sure.
So good job, Coach. And the boys, too.
Mainly them.
Yep. All right, B-Dub, you got anything for Coach there? We'll let him go.
I don't. It's going to be fun to see to watch him here this
We'll be
spring.
on Monday. So. Yeah, we'll have him on Three Borders Sports on Monday against Lake Park Ottoman. All right, Coach. Thanks for coming in.
All right,
Appreciate
Joe.
you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate
your
it.
Coffee here.
Oh, awesome. Definitely going to use that.
Southern Valley Travel Center. Emily and the crew want you to have a free coffee.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll be right back. And Amanda Lundsetter stepped in the building here, and we'll be right back with Amanda right after this.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Is your athlete suffering from an ankle sprain or a hit to the head? Did you know that a chiropractic adjustment can decrease ankle swelling by half and get your athlete back to their sport quicker? Or dizziness, brain fog can come from a neck subluxation. With 20 years of chiropractic experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic knows personally how chiropractic adjustments can get you back to playing your sport in no time. Request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com or call 701-672-1300. All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. We want to thank all of our sponsors that help put this on for you, so that it is a free program that is provided to everybody, along with all of our sporting events too as well. So thanks to all our sponsors. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson, the man behind the camera.
You did pretty good there.
On what?
On that little intro there.
Oh, I did?
You came back,
I was right there. Well,
Yeah.
you got the music.
I know I got the music going. You didn't stumble through it, so
No.
I feel like we're making progress here.
We're making progress.
That's
After
why
5 years of doing this, we should.
That's right. I feel good about it.
All right, we're joined now by head coach of the Huskies young ladies tennis squad, and joined now by Amanda Lundsetter, head coach for the tennis crew. Amanda, thanks for coming in tonight.
Of course.
Appreciate you coming in. I was supposed to send you a text message, but you remembered on your own. So.
All the alarms went off. Yep. I made it.
All right. So, Amanda, this is 13 season?
13th season, yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Is that boys and girls?
Boys and girls.
So,
yep.
13 years in both.
Yep.
That's awesome. So good for you, and appreciate you coming in again tonight. And let's, before we get started here, talk about your assistant coaches first.
Assistant coach Dan Frame, who's returning.
Framer.
And he has to be getting, I think he's past 30 now years of coaching the Wahpeton Huskies. Liz Cummings is my other assistant coach. She's a volunteer assistant coach. So she is out there out of the graciousness of her heart, and she's also helping us, which I'm entirely grateful for. We had way more ladies come out than we anticipated, and both of them have really been invaluable as we proceed forward with all the new students.
Well, that was
become
going to be
players.
my next comment or question was the roster size this year.
It
You've got
is
a big
exceptional.
roster, and a lot of them youngsters, which is all right.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead and talk about that.
So the prediction pre-season was we were going to have 9 tennis players. We had a lot graduate, we had a few drop, and so I was fairly uncertain about how the season would go. And lo and behold, between my high schoolers, particularly Ava Schuler, my number 3, was pushing hard, trying to recruit people out to play. And my daughter Rhapsody, who was at the middle school recruiting youngsters to come out, it was phenomenal. I think the first day we had 24 out. We had a few drop, but man, the amount of new players that came out this season was amazing and exciting. Like we have not had numbers in girls and guys, both fall and spring this year, have been a wonderful turnout, especially at the middle school level. At one point, Wahpeton had a middle school team exclusively, and then a high school team. When we used to have some large numbers, I think at one time, Lee and Frame were coaching 90 girls in a season for tennis here in Wahpeton. That's wild. At one point, we were down to 12, 13 kids in our seasons. So watching those numbers come up and grow, I think it speaks a lot, of course, of the tenacity of my 2 recruiters, but also of the Parks and Rec program is starting to come to a head. I'm watching a lot of the players that have been in our Parks and Rec programs working with Coach Liz and Coach Brenna, who's another Parks and Rec coach, Zach Cummings. They have really grown the love of tennis in these young kids, and now they're starting to show up now in our middle school and high school program. And that's just, I can't speak it enough. How much I appreciate the entire Cummings family and their love and support of the game of tennis and of our program. And of course, Brenna Erdman, who has really kind of taken up those reins since Liz graduated to also push the love of the game. And now it's really starting to infect all the players. Ava's pushing for it and Rhapsody's now pushing for it. I love it. And so I hope to see the continual growth. That we have the summer programs are now opened up for registration. So since I'm here, I might as well push for it. If you have a youngster who's interested in learning tennis and learning this lifelong sport, I'd highly encourage parents to try a session out for their little guy or their little girl to check out tennis and see if that might be a sport for them, especially since it translates so well into all the other sports, basketball, volleyball, baseball, of course. Gotta be a little leery of softball. It does do that too, but then it becomes hard competition later. But really have just really enjoyed seeing that growth and the progression as they come in from the bottom up.
Good for you. And again, the roster size when I saw it was huge. A lot of 7th and 8th graders, and it's just good to see. And I think, and I was going to mention it if you didn't, was the park and rec that you do for the kids in the summertime. I see you down there a lot too, and credit goes to you on that and the efforts you put forth to that. So,
Yeah.
So I think we only got one senior, correct?
The uno, senior Breland Lacina. Yes, and that is my OG Parks and Rec kiddo. It's my last Lacina, sadly. And yes, Breland's definitely the poster child for our Parks and Rec program.
Yeah.
I've had her since she was itty bitty, and she's really come into her own. It's nice. It's sad and at the same time a great thing. We don't want to see her go, but we can really celebrate her as this solo senior.
Yeah.
And her leadership, definitely, she's great personality. She's bubbly, she's fun. She really knows how to get the girls excited. She's good about putting them under her wing as far as hey, let's take them to Dairy Queen, get them a treat and stuff like that. So her and Brenna Erdman have really worked really well together this season, captaining the team and making sure that there's always someone to look to for guidance and for instruction, as especially having so many new and young players on the team. So very excited for her and her future moving forward, and very glad to have her on the team this year, returning in her final season.
That's cool. All right, Coach, so you've had 4 meets so far, if I'm correct. I think you've had 4 meets,
I think so.
Horace, Red River, Valley City, and West Fargo. You had 2 home meets. We were talking about that with Coach Ralph. How's the weather been for you in the meets?
Honestly, it's been a bit abusive. This wind has really not been very favorable for us, especially with so many young and new players. It's just the ball likes to go up a lot, and the wind catches it, and there's just no prayer. So it's been a brutal start for us. We also spent a ton of time in the gym because of rain out and stuff for practice, which doesn't really give us the best edge when we get to competition. I hate making excuses. We are what we are right now. We're a young team.
Yeah.
Those 3 older girls, Breland, Brenna, and Ava, have a lot to carry on their shoulders right now as the top 3, trying to focus on themselves and improve themselves while still trying to foster and nurture the younger kids that are beneath them. So it's been an interesting balancing act. A lot of my attention now has been drawn away from them because I have to teach such a huge skill gap between the 2. And yes, Coach Frame and Coach Liz have been doing their best, but it's not even a young person, old person. We have older beginner students as well. I have a bunch of new freshmen that came out to play. And so there are about 4 different skill abilities right now that all need to be addressed. And even on the varsity, the drop between 1 and 3 and my 4, 5, and 6, and 7, it was pretty big difference between them. So we're coming along and we're getting better every single time. Absolutely. We're seeing tons of improvement, but it's a rough start for us because of the adjustments we've had to make, both as a coaching staff and, of course, as a playing unit. How are we making sure everyone gets the attention that they need, the quality time they deserve, and hopefully having it translate out onto court? And that's been a huge challenge, especially for my top 3.
I bet it has, but hopefully we see improvement as the year goes along.
Definitely have, and the scores really speak of that too.
Good.
The beginning of the season a little rough. Now here in this last match, we're seeing tie breaks, we're seeing match wins, so it is definitely coming along. It's just a little bit of a rocky start because we're in a position we haven't been in a long time. So
yeah. So tomorrow you're supposed to have another meet here at home, correct?
Yes.
You got number 1 Cheyenne coming in.
Yes, and they are quite the team. It's hard to come off of, our last match was very competitive. Team was pretty equal to us. This one's going to be a challenge, but I have found both of my guys and girls, they tend to always show up when the best teams come around. So I know I'm going to see good tennis from my girls tomorrow. Practice today was fantastic. Day of Caring kind of bought us a little extra time this afternoon to enjoy good, nice weather. So they were out there hitting, and I thought the practice looked really nice. But I do expect them to come out swinging tomorrow, and it will be a tough match. But I think it will be. You got to play the best to become the best, in my opinion. So hopefully they'll see the court, get a feel for where they need to get to, and hopefully we can edge some of these players out.
I know before we went on air, you talked about the Day of Caring and what you did with some of the students here in town, but you also had some damage right at your tennis court there, correct?
Yeah, our last storm that came through with the heavy winds and stuff pulled down our windscreens. We keep them up with the zip ties, and we make sure those top zip ties are a little bit weaker than the middle and bottom ones, so that if the wind does come through, they'll rip off versus pull the whole fence down. Because the North Dakota wind will take a whole chain link down, and that's expensive. So it did end up tearing half our windscreens down. My time, which is just a group of students, not my players, my time came out today, and they were super helpful getting the windscreens up. Cade Richards in particular and Logan Karlgaard, I sent both of them, and they did a lot of the menial work of zipping each eyelet up, and I really appreciate those two boys, because even Cade came out later and finished up what we couldn't get done in the time frame that we had earlier today. So I'm really grateful to my time, because they don't complain. They just do what they have to do, and I put them through so much manual labor and cleaning today that I really can't stress enough. I got a great group of students and a great team to work with. So.
Good for you. And then before I forget, though, I think you got another meet on Friday too. You got
we had a Shanley reschedule because of religious holiday, so it's a back-to-back matchup, and I think their team's a little bit smaller, so really great opportunity again for competition. I like back-to-back competitions because there's no lag. They can really learn from one match to the next, and then really take it into that next match. I like it when it's sparing, but we are looking at, in the next couple of weeks, the next 2 weeks, we have 3 matches every week, which typically it's only 2. Wow. So we're going to have more back-to-backs.
Busy.
I think the next week we're doing actually 4, because we have a tournament. So it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday tournament.
West Fargo invite.
Yep, and then the following one is Tuesday, Thursday, and then there seems to be a JV tournament, and then EDC and state. So Framer and I will not have a weekend for at least 4 weekends. The kids, of course, are varsity's sacrificing their weekends as well. So it's a worthwhile sacrifice. We love being on court. We love we'd rather be on court than in the gym. I'm very excited that this new facility is being built for our community, the new activity center. I will continue to push very hard that maybe those pickleball courts should also be a tennis court, as this tennis team would very much appreciate being able to hit indoors when it's raining. But whether they do that or not, I'm just grateful that it's there. I think it's a great opportunity for our youth. I think it's even a better opportunity for our adults to have some activities that they can do. Our winters are long and hard, and having a space where people can relax and have fun is very valuable for this community.
Amen to that.
I'm excited for it, and I hope my players will very much so utilize it at every chance. And if we have to turn a pickleball court into a tennis court, so be it, or a basketball court. But yeah, I'm grateful for sure. So
that's very true. Well said. B-Dub, you got anything?
Well, I think she was kind of secretly talking to me.
I think she was.
I am trying to slip a bug into the ear.
She was looking over here.
I'm trying to be subtle, but I'm not subtle. I have to say it. I'm very grateful, and I'm so glad that you've been really spearheading it. We are. You know me. You saw me at the meeting, so I will always advocate for my kids and our programs, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be much of a coach if I didn't. So, but
we're trying our best to give everybody what they want. So it can be tough.
Can't make everyone happy.
That's true.
But you have to make me happy. So here we are.
All right, there we go. We're on record now.
Here we are.
That's funny. All right, Coach, we've got a Caribou coffee for you out here from the Southern Valley Travel Center. Go out there and see Emily and the crew out there, and they'll
Thank
get you
you
a
so
free
much.
coffee of any kind you want there.
Lovely, my favorite treat. Thank you so much.
Very good. Emily, she'll be looking for Amanda Lundstetter, head coach of the
My
Huskies
tennis mom.
Club.
Yep.
Yep. All right, we'll be right back here with Larry Lash is in the house. We'll be right back. We'll talk some track coming up next.
Serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at wahpetondeliandeatery.com or call 642-3639.
No matter the time of year, there's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Ware Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
When he plays the funky music, that means I'm supposed to start talking. So welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. Producing tonight's show is Brian Watson.
I'm trying my best,
Yeah?
but you're not helping me at all. That's okay. You're doing better, though.
You got Chad and Yards over there managing the green room, so you don't have to worry about the green room.
Now it's a green room.
Yep.
I mean, what's going to be next? What are we going to add on? We added on a green room. We'll have Studio A or Studio B or something like that.
Well, Studio A is right there.
Well, I guess so. Well, this would have to be Studio A. This would be A. We'd have Studio B. Then.
Okay.
We're behind. Let's go.
All right. Here's Larry Lash. Larry Lash is double duty. He's got the head coaching position of the Huskies girls track and the Huskies boys track. Larry,
Yes.
Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Our first spring show, man. We finally got you in. 13 years?
13 years as head coach, and this is my 19th year in Wahpeton.
Wow. As a track, you were assistant for a while there.
Right from the get-go,
So
yes.
13 years as head coach. boys and girls.
Doesn't seem like that long.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I know when I took over, Kretsch was the head coach.
That's right. Evan ran
And
with
that
Kretsch,
first
yeah.
year I took over, he said, well, he goes, I didn't leave you the empty will. I had Amber Lingen and Tyler Irwin and the Grippentrog kids. And
oh, yeah.
I stepped right into the team was wash and ready. They were ready to roll.
That's very true. You did. And before we get too far, Larry, let's talk about assistant coaches here on the track squad for you.
Yeah, I got Rod Brewer. And I've been head coach for 13 years and here for 19. He beat me, so he's got over 20-some years experience. And I think almost all of it he's been at Wahpeton has been with track and field as one of his coaching duties.
Okay.
So Rod is, if I can do it, if I'm not there, if I don't show up, he knows what to do. So nice to have that. Kinsey Gillis has joined us last year. And she does a really nice job, and she's been really good with the kids. And
she was working with the jumpers, wasn't she? Or
the runners, the middle distance, and the sprinters. And but, you know, just to have a female on staff is huge.
Sure.
And a lot of the girls respond very well to her. So she's been instrumental in our success. Tom DeBoyu is our school resource officer. And he has a strong track background from Central Cass. And he volunteered with us the last 2 or 3 years.
That's right.
And now this year he was able to get a contract and actually be one of our full-fledged assistants. And I convinced the school to get me a throws coach this year. And when David Woods went to be the AD, we were fortunate enough to get Jared Bartles, who was a good runner for me.
Yeah, I remember that.
But he's really intelligent. He's going into education. In fact, he just signed a contract to go teach at Jamestown High School. And he's been great with the kids this year. So we got him for 1 year, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, it's too bad he's not going to be around, but congratulations on his new job.
Jamestown's his gain. And, But yeah, so we have a really nice staff this year, and the kids have benefited from their commitment to the team.
Right. So that's pretty good staff. And Rod helps you out just in general, as far as he doesn't focus on obviously he doesn't focus on the throwers. But
no, Brewer's mostly, he likes to think he's a relay specialist. He does the javelin. And then DeBoyu, he'll help with the jumps, and I do the jumps, and we just kind of look where kids are needed. It's like, hey, we need someone over at the blocks to help with blocks, and DeBoyu's been over at the blocks quite often helping out. So
everybody knows their little thing they're supposed to do.
We're
and of course, you work with the long distance runners, I'm sure.
And I end up spending a lot of time at the long jump pit trying to get their steps down and such. And yeah, we're just kind of jack of all trades. And a kid needs attention, and one of us makes sure they get attention. So.
All right, so we're talking about the girls squad this year, and we'll talk about the boys after this, Larry. Boy, before we came on air, and before I bring this the next subject up here, you've had 10 meets already.
Yeah,
you've been busy. And I know I get the emails with the results all the time, and thank you for that.
Yes.
But holy cow.
I know the season's flying by, and knock on wood, we had some kind of miserable outdoor meets, but none have been canceled.
Right. And you couldn't say that last year at this time.
No. And the last year, well, the thing about this year too, like our official first start date for our first practice was the first Monday in March.
Okay.
Girls were still playing basketball. Boys still had 3 weeks of basketball left. But we reserved a gym for that first week of practice. I think we met there the first day just to meet the kids. By day 2, we were on our track.
Yeah.
We were outside.
That's
it was no snow to melt.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were fortunate to take advantage of some nice weather, and now it's paying dividends that we got some good early workouts in.
Yep. So it's gone well. All right. So speaking of the girls' track again, we can't go too far without mentioning the injury to Scout Woods.
Yes.
And there's a lot of points that you're missing there too with Scout's injury.
I went through like her track meets from last year, and she won every single track meet she competed in the shot put. And that included the prestigious Howard Wood track meet down in Sioux Falls.
Sioux City or whatever,
Sioux Falls, and all the local track meets, and she was state champ 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right there, it's like, and she was so consistent.
Yeah.
So consistent. And the only time that she lost in the discus was, I believe she got 3rd at the Howard Wood, which is, it's amazing. And then she was runner-up at the state track meet in discus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's every single track meet. That's 20 points that you can just count on.
Yep.
You know, it's like watching a basketball. He knows he's going to get 10 points and 10 rebounds from Woods and
5
most
dunks.
likely 20.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I take that every night.
when you can count on an athlete doing that for your team, you know, it's just like, you don't want to take it for granted, but it's awfully special.
Yep. It is. And of course, her little sister, Claire, is coming up and kind of taking the reins.
You know, Claire is young.
She's getting some good numbers.
She's got some good numbers. In fact, she was our first state qualifier.
Oh, okay.
At the first outdoor meet we went to, it was like 47 degrees and windy. And the wind, we got 2 sprinters. We got Jackson DeVries and Trayton Malk, we'll talk about later.
Yep.
But I was helping run the discus at that meet. We were assigned to run discus, and Claire came over and said, hey, I popped a 38-footer in the shot put. And I said, all right, you're our first state qualifier.
There you
said,
go.
We ordered a van for Bismarck, and
there you
said,
got
we'll
that
start with
in
the
place
van,
already.
and now we're up to a bus.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And that was the shot put, and now Claire also has the discus qualified. You know, and being young, she's has her ups and downs. You know, so like some meets don't always go like the way you want to.
Yeah.
So she's learning along the way.
Yeah.
But she's doing very well for us, and she's been super good in the shot put. I don't think she's not placed in the shot put at any track meet.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
when she's on in the discus, she's as good as anybody.
All right, sprinters. Let's talk about sprinters. You got
we have
some
a
good ones.
strong
sprint
crew.
there. Yeah.
Right, and it's led right now by Hallie Miller.
Yeah, she's doing well, isn't she?
Hallie Miller, last year, we almost had to bribe her to run an open race. She loved to run the relays, and she was good. 4x1, 4x2, no problem. She liked to do her jumps, high jump, long jump.
Yep.
Hallie, you want to run the open 100? High jump, long jump. Hallie, you want to try the 200? No. This year, she's already qualified for state in the 100.
I saw that.
She qualified to 200 yesterday. We got our girls 4x1 and 4x2 relays qualified early in those cruddy weather days. We did have some windy, miserable days, rain. And if you would have seen her run at the Shanley meet here last week, when she got the baton on the backstretch, she just gobbled up all the other runners. It's like they were standing still and she was flying by them. And she is so confident. Last night she said, hey coach, I want to try the 300-meter hurdles.
Wow.
I just about fell over.
Wow.
And I think she placed 5th in that, just on pure athleticism. Then she came back later that track meet and qualified for state in the 200-meter dash. And she won the long jump.
Wow, good for her.
And complimenting her is Taylor Moak, who's having another really good season. Hayden Matichek has really stepped up. She kind of had to fill in for like where Leah DeVries was last year. And Jada Fobb. And we had a little 7th grader, Addie Parker.
Yes, I've seen, you've written a lot about her.
Coach Gillis and I discovered her in junior high basketball, and it was like, okay, this kid has the mentality for a 7th grader and the physical tools to contribute on varsity. And we plugged her in those sprint relays right away, and she has completely absorbed everything we've been telling her, and the other kids have embraced her. And she ran a nice 64 split in the 4x4 relay last night.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so she's the real deal right now.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a pretty good time in the 400. The long distance runners?
The runners for long distance, Lucy Comstock. And
there's a name we've heard for how many years now?
Yep, she is just coming around. She's been dealing with a little nagging injury.
Yep.
And she is such a hard worker. And Gracie Falk, my 2 cross country runners.
Yep.
And right now, it's like the first few meets, Lucy couldn't compete. And man, Gracie was doing she was doing 800s and 400s and the 1600. And I'm like, Gracie, I said, I know you're doing a lot and you're probably dog tired, but it's going to pay off. And now, more recently, Lucy's times are coming down to where she was last year. So she's getting close to where she wants to be. Gracie is just waiting for me to give her a little break and only run her in 2 races at a track meet instead of 3 or 4. Linnea Berger has been doing a nice job with us.
Yep,
she's been running the 1600. She ran a 2-mile run the other night to 3200. So Olivia Hansen is back from injury. She couldn't run last year. So the girls right now are just kind of working their way into good 4x8s and 4x4 relays. But I just told them today, I said, hey, I think we can get our 4x8 to state this year. And I said, it's not going to happen tomorrow. But I said, we're definitely moving in the right direction.
In the right way.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right, let's move on to the boys unless you got something else.
We got to mention Jalea.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got the throwers. I mentioned Jalea, too. I got her
Jalea's
in
been
my notes.
another one. Indoor season, she has been doing great in the shot put.
Yeah.
And now in the outdoor season, her and it's nice for Claire to have someone that's pushing her as well.
Yep.
And
I got her in my notes.
Julia's been a great team leader too. We have a lot of young throwers, some boys who were maybe either in junior high last year or never tried track before, came out, and some big strong kids. And Julia and Ella Graves, another senior thrower, have been great to help Coach Bartles and these young guys, like, okay, here's how we do things, and they've been top notch.
I can see Julia doing that. I'm
Yes.
sure BW can probably comment on that too, as far as the leadership goes from Julia.
Yeah, she's just a leader. She has that ability to just, lead by example. She did that on the basketball floor, even though she wasn't a starter or whatever. She just gets out there and does her thing, and I think people feed off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's a good communicator too. I mean, the kids aren't afraid to go ask her something. She's not going to say anything that's going to cause them to shy away. So,
And she's not afraid to say hi to me. I mean, there's a lot of
she's
kids,
got a great
but she'll come up
personality.
and say hi, and how you
Right.
doing, and a great kid all around. Now we'll talk about the boys.
All right.
Let's talk about your sprinters here and see. First of all, you mentioned about your two sprinters, the two top sprinters you got, Trayton and Jackson. You talked about them cheetah-like or something. You said something.
Yeah, the sports. Actually, it was Luke Anderson who said that.
Was
he was
it?
doing an interview for the newspaper preview, and for some reason, the reporter went to Luke to talk about track and field, and and he mentioned, Trayton and Jackson, they're like cheetahs on a track team, not cheaters. Cheetahs.
No, cheetahs. Yeah, the animal cheetah. Yeah.
And I told I told the Daily News too back in football. We were talking, and he caught me after a game or something, and I said, "Do you think those guys are exciting on the football field?" I said, "Used to see them on the track."
Yep.
And I said, "It's pretty cool when you can build a track team with those two guys, Jackson DeVries we're talking about here, and Trayton Mauck as your cornerstones." Yeah, they're solid.
They're solid. There's no question about it. They're so close in times too. And you send those results, it's like tenths of a second apart, or even
there's
hundreds.
been a couple of photo finishes where I'm not even sure how the guy picked one over the other.
Yeah, exactly. So they've been doing well for you.
And they both already qualified to 100 and 200. And Jackson got the 400-meter dash qualified the other day.
Wow.
And, he ran a qualifying time indoors, but then our first few outdoor meets were just not conducive to anybody running a lap. It was just so windy.
Yeah.
So I knew once we got a nice day, he would do that, and he did.
Yeah.
Trayton got to 300-meter hurdles. Last night, his race, his time was his best he's ever run, and I looked it up, and right now he's ranked 7th in Class A.
Wow.
In that race.
In the 300-meter hurdles.
300-meter hurdles.
Wow.
And he went to state in that last year, so it's not a new event for him. And the boys, along with Aiden Bonchis and Carter Oswalt, they qualified their 4x1 relay last weekend.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to try to get the 4x2 qualified on Friday.
Yep.
And we're going to throw Caden Barth in that one with Aiden Bonchis. So, and we're pretty positive that we just need a nice day for that too.
Sure.
So they're going on the right track. So yeah, Carter Oswald's just a freshman.
Wow.
And right now he's our 3rd fastest sprinter, and Barth and Bonchis have been running fantastic for us.
Yep.
And they're both young too. Bonchis is only a sophomore, and so is Barth.
And so is him, yeah.
So our boys team, I mean, after Trayton and Jackson, we're really young.
Yep.
Then I got some other young guys that are. The other night, I think I had 4 guys all go under 60 seconds in the 400. And when I say young guys, we're talking freshmen, and usually I kind of put 60 seconds as okay, it's like that's a good goal. And they all ran 57s and 58s the other night.
Wow.
That was like Levi Fleeth and then Bonchis I just mentioned, and this Jackson Richards. Jackson's never run track before, and
wow.
I stick him in a hard race to 400. So,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, so we got some young guys, and like I say, we just kind of have to lean on Trayton and on Jackson.
Yeah, and you've got your throwers, of course, Luke Anderson. You mentioned him earlier, but talk about Luke so far.
Yeah, Luke's been doing great. He's won track.
A senior.
Yeah, he's only a junior.
Is he only a junior? I was thinking he was a senior.
Yeah, he's a junior. So I know the football team is excited to have him back. He's been working really hard in the weight room.
Yep.
Yeah, so last year was his first year in track, and one meet he placed in all 3 throws: shot put, discus, and javelin. And he's right now trying to work on that consistency.
Yep.
One meet he'll have a really good shot put, and his discus is down. The next meet, the discus is good, and the shot put wasn't so good. And I hit a really nice throw in javelin the other night. So yeah, we've been counting on him for some points for us, and he's been coming through. His younger brother Isaac is just a freshman, and him and Elijah Robertson, another first-year thrower, they've been kind of trading off as our second-best throwers.
Okay.
And like I said, our throwers are all really young, and Luke is only 2nd year. So I mentioned the girls have been kind of mentoring them along the way, but they're really close-knit. And Bartles has been doing a great job.
Good.
When we kids make an improvement, we have a PR day the next day.
Yeah.
And they get a banana for a PR. And I kept the throwers well fed with PRs because being young and their improvement just kept getting better and better.
You know, you talked about Jared, right? Bartles,
Yes.
Working with the throwers, and I forget to mention here that Latea Lunenberg and Olivia Hansen coming both off of knee injuries, and Latea again, another more recent one. Is she throwing yet?
Taya is out.
I'm not asking Dad. I'm just asking.
Taya's out, and Brewer made a good point because Taya went to state in javelin before she bore me out, and she's just doing a simple 2 or 3 step approach. The full run is a little risky.
Yep.
And we have a young thrower under Britta Pausch.
Yes.
And Taya is mentoring her.
Awesome.
And they both throw about the same right now. Because Taya's doing her just basically a throw and release, and Britta's trying to get the whole thing down.
Yep.
And Brewer said, we have to give, speaking of the PRs, Taya needs a pre-injury PR and a post. And he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because 114 used to be like the goal for her.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, let's just get 95.
Yeah.
So I almost got to go back and look because she deserves some credit for just being out there, being part of the team, traveling, mentoring those younger kids. It's been awesome.
And I'm sure it's good for her to get out too and get some activity.
Yeah. I asked her in basketball if she wanted to come help coach junior high, but then we got her on the court at the varsity, so that worked out.
Somebody overruled you, I think, there,
right?
Coach.
So.
It's my job.
No, our seniors are so awesome this year. They've been doing a fantastic job.
And sadly, we're not going to dwell on this too long, but there are no home meets this year.
No,
there are no home meets.
No, we just found out today. I got an email that now they think they can actually go in and break ground on the 14th of May for the turf.
14th of May.
Yeah.
So you could have maybe done something.
Could have,
but
we
won't go there.
I'm not going to hold my breath on that 14th of May either.
No, we're not going to go.
But we're making do. Hey, we still get to use the track up until they actually go in there and say it's a danger zone. And when we do have to move, Coach McCall, who's up next, has invited us to use their track.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That you guys.
Yeah, we have a good relationship with the Breckenridge crew.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
You always have. All right, Larry. Coach, you got any questions for Coach?
No, we better keep her moving. We got a line now.
Yeah, I know. We got a line. Yeah. Coach Dodge is waiting here behind Coach McCall. So
we got to keep her going.
Southern Valley Travel Center, Caribou Coffee. You can get your coffee of any choice out there. You go and see
Thanks,
them.
Joe. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Larry. Head coach of the Huskies track squads, that's Larry Lash, and we're going to have head coach of the Cowgirls track squad, and that is Michael McCall coming up next, right here on Three Borders Sports Network. Back after this.
Insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls, Breckenridge, and Hankinson. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications and Red River Communications Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner, he's Brian Watson, and we're now joined here on the Coaches Show by head coach of the Cowgirls track squad, that's Michael McCall. And folks, I asked Michael to talk a little bit about the Cowboys track squad tonight. Eric Erlinson will probably be here next week, and he'll talk a little bit about the girls, so you guys are going to take turns. So, Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming in. All right, Coach, first of all, I got to ask you the tough question. Is this your number 3 or 4? 3,
This is
4?
my 4th season.
It is your 4th,
It's,
okay.
It's Erlinson's 4th as well. So we
Is
both
it?
came in
I
at the same
had
time.
4th down there, so I was thinking it was. And assistant coaches?
So we got Noah Brendan, who started last year, first year. He's sort of working with our throwers, so discus, shot put. Sierra Hansey, she was on as a junior high coach for a year, and then last year moved up to
Former Cowgirl herself.
Yep. She graduated in 2018, I believe, and she came up to help with the varsity, and she sort of helps out with the hurdles and the long jump and the sprinters, and so she's got a lot going on there. And then Eric, obviously, he's the head boys coach. He helps out with mid distance, pole vault, triple jump, and then myself, who mostly long distance and high jump, and then I guess Kyler Materi has been helping volunteer with the pole vault.
Oh, that's right. He helped you last year too, didn't he?
Yep.
That's right. I forgot that. And he told me that one day too, that he was going to help you guys again. Well, that's good. And all right, so one thing I saw in the Daily News article on the preseason stuff here for you guys is you don't have any senior girls.
0 senior girls. We had one junior last year, and she decided not to come out. But for the most part, we're very young. You know, we got a few new freshmen out. We got some new 8th graders out. We got some more sophomores out. So we've got some more kids in there, like 7 through 10, and so we're pretty young.
Yeah, and speaking of young, you've got a sophomore returner. I think she was your leading point scorer. Mariah Colt is coming back in the high jump.
Yep, Mariah Coltis. She was the leading point scorer last year. She's currently my leading scorer so far this year. Just last Thursday, she broke our school record. She jumped 5 feet 5 inches.
She got over 5. Okay,
Yep.
I guess I didn't see that.
So, she had the meet 1 at 5 feet.
Yeah.
And he came over and said, "What height do you want to go to?" And we went straight to 5'4".
She did.
And so she jumped 5'4", and that tied the record. And then she went for 5'5" and broke it. So
good for her.
She's been consistently over 4'10" for the last 2 years.
Yep.
And that was actually the first time she won a meet too. So she's been.
That's awesome.
You know, because the only girl that's ahead of her in the entire class is in our section. So we see her a lot. She's from Pelican, and she's been jumping 5'4", 5'6", the last 2 years. So it felt really good for her to get that win.
Oh, I bet she was excited too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she doesn't show a lot of emotion all the time, but
she does not.
I hope she was happy on that one.
She definitely was.
All right, that's good. All right, and then what else have I got here? Mariah was your leading point returner from last year. Young squad coach. How many meets have you had so far this year?
We've had 6 outdoor, and we had 2 indoor. So we've
2 indoor
got,
and 6.
We've got 8
so
under
you
our
got 8
belts.
in also.
Oh yeah.
So have any of yours been postponed or?
We had one canceled in Barnesville, like April 8th.
Okay.
So it was a really early one, and then we were unable to go to an indoor meet because of weather as well.
Okay.
So
when you go, do you travel with the boys too?
Yep, it's all
It's
together.
always boys and girls together, right?
We're all together.
Okay.
In one.
All right. And like I said, we're going to have Michael talk a little bit about the Cowboys track squad here a little bit too, their coach. Eric will be here. You guys are going to take turns. Appreciate you guys doing that. Same assistant coaches. You all share the same responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yep. And a couple of seniors on the boys squad this year.
Yeah. Really, we got one, Eli Butts, and he's currently battling an injury from football season with his shoulder, so he's actually been unable to throw at all this year. And he was sort of the returner that we were looking.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, he was sort of the returner that we were looking for.
Yeah.
He was really close to qualifying last year in discus, and he'd been working pretty hard. I mean, he was practicing the first couple weeks, and then he actually separated his shoulder again one day in practice. And so
in track practice,
in throwing shot put, yeah. So
because he wrestled, didn't he?
He didn't wrestle. No, he
No.
didn't. He played football, and then he didn't do anything this
Okay.
winter. He was doing a lot of rehab actually this winter, and trying to get that ready for track. And he was making a lot of progress, and everything was looking good. He was in practice, he was throwing over 40 in shot put, and he was looking pretty good. And we're still hopeful that there's a chance that he can still throw at some point this season. But as for right now, he's not gotten a mark.
Oh, that's too bad. So he still hasn't got the green light yet.
No, but he's helping out, and he's helping coach, and because we got a lot of new kids this year, and
he's
throwing
coming to
and
practice
running.
and
He's
helping
coming
out
to practice
then.
for sure.
Absolutely.
His younger brother's the one that came out for track this year, and he's been helping him too. And
I
so
forget his first name.
Keaton Butts.
Keaton, that's right.
He's a
Because
freshman.
he played in the offensive line, I think, for the football squad too, didn't he?
Yep.
Yep. All right, so you lost a couple of high scorers last year. I think Jacob Kunkel to graduation, and then also Bailey Evans, of course.
Yep.
Who are you looking at for this year? Now that Eli's out, what are you looking for at the boys?
Troy Burnt's a big one.
Sure.
He's a cross country guy, and he was typically running the 2 mile for us, and so far this year he's PR'd every meet. Yeah, he's consistently gotten down,
Good.
and his last time was 10:58, so he's under 11 minutes. He also has our best times in the 100-meter dash and the 200-meter dash. So I mean, he's an incredible athlete.
Yeah.
We can pretty much plug him in any running event, and he's gonna do well there. And that's been big. So I mean, he's been a part of the 4x2 team. The boys have had some really good, really successful relay teams this year. And then, so that's where a lot of points are coming from those relays. And Troy Burnt and Charlie Egeman, he's a freshman. This is his first year doing track, and he immediately was sort of drawn to the jumping events. And he's got a fantastic vertical. He's light on his feet, and he started the triple jump, and he's PR'd every time in that too. He's up to 38.8 as of Tuesday. So as of yesterday, he's up to 38.8. So that's another one. He's been taking first, second, third, fourth in the triple jump consistently. So we definitely got a lot of young guys and a lot of young girls and stuff that we're excited for, and we have a ton of potential, and we're looking forward because they just keep improving.
Is David, I think I saw in the Daily News that David Erlindson's still doing the pole vault.
Yep, he's still doing the pole vault, him and Troy Burnt. And David's pretty much the staple for all the relay teams. I mean, he's in the 4x1, 4x2, 4x4.
Yeah, I think there's probably a little speed there.
Yeah, the only one he's not in is the 4x8. So
I wouldn't do that one either.
Yeah, so
that's me.
But he's because there's been like some guys in and out on that one trying to find like the perfect mix, but he's been the consistent one there every time.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's a good athlete too. You got some good athletes there.
There's
on both boys and girls.
There's definitely some good athletes, and there's some people that are like some freshmen and sophomores that decided to come out this year for the first time that we're really looking forward to.
That's good.
Developing.
Yeah, getting the numbers back up is a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Where's the next meet?
We are in Pelican tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And we're right back in Pelican next Tuesday.
So a couple of trips back out to Pelican.
Yeah. So next Tuesday is our true team meet. So it's the all-day meet, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And
oh wow.
That's usually a really fun one.
Yeah, I bet. All right, Coach, you got anything for Coach?
No, we gotta keep her moving here. I mean,
you don't want to ask a question just because of that. These two guys over here waiting, they're fine.
they're waiting. We got a line. They got a line out the door.
Oh man.
So
out the door.
Yeah.
Dang.
We gotta keep her going.
All right, we'll come back with Coach Dodge in a second, but I got to give Michael his Caribou Coffee from the Southern Valley Travel Center. Go out there and get a coffee of any kind, your favorite flavor out there, Michael. Appreciate you coming in, and hopefully we'll see Coach Eric Erlinson next week.
Yeah, perfect.
We'll be right back. Coach Dodge is here for BW Storm Softball.
Years, Corner Drug has been your trusted Health Mart pharmacy in Wapaton. As the prescription specialist, we're dedicated to your health. We provide immunizations to keep you safe, along with Health Pack compliance packaging for easy medication management. Plus, our medication synchronization ensures all your prescriptions are ready when you need them. Experience personalized care and expertise at Corner Drug, where your health is our priority.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their /1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
What would...
All right, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, and it's presented to you by Red River Communications, Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner, he's Brian Watson. How you doing over there?
I'm hanging in here, man. I'm trying to keep things going.
Yeah, I know. You're doing what a producer does.
You're asking a lot of questions.
Well, you're doing what a producer does. Well, I just got two sports done with Michael.
I know, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But we're fish behind schedule.
I know.
And we're going to try.
Coach Dodge is happy.
Okay, right.
I'll catch you up.
He says he's going to be short, but we know how that works.
Yeah, but I got to look at the list of questions.
Yeah, I know, but it's all you got to do is, your job is just to start, and then he just
pull the rope.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
I'm joined now by head coach Jacob Dodge. Coach Dodge, head coach of the BW Storm softball squad, and Coach running about a 500 season so far. But first, I got to ask you: is this 3 or 4 years now?
My 4th.
Yep, your 4th.
Yep.
And before we get too far again, your assistant coaches?
Yeah, I got Mark Wall, he's been with me the whole time. He's doing JV, and then we have a new assistant. Yeah, Haley Hedstrom.
Yeah.
She's actually from Kentucky.
How about that?
Yeah, and she won 4 state championships as an outfielder.
Wow.
So she had quite the high school career. So it's really nice to have that outfield presence. And
4
as a
high school
level. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I think she was up in the press box the other night. I talked with her a little bit to introduce myself. Very outgoing individual, very intelligent.
Yeah, relates well to the girls.
Yeah.
Nice to have that female presence, and she has that experience. So
yeah, so
it's been good.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, good to have her on board. Is she teaching in the school system
No,
somewhere?
she works in the area, but she's not.
She has a job outside of the school system. Okay. Well, a similar theme tonight, Coach, with everybody else that we've talked to tonight. A young squad, a couple of seniors returning, and you can talk about your seniors first, and then we'll talk about the underclassmen after that.
Yeah, so Sydney Roberts has been, with me since 8th grade. I coached a year at JV, and she was on that team, and then, she's been on varsity ever since, and then Jaylee Ernst as well. And, it's really fun to watch those young ladies grow into the young adults they are.
It, though?
And, obviously life's going to be bigger than softball for them, but just their work ethic and what they bring to practice in the games every day is such a good example for the rest of those girls.
Yep.
Sydney, you just can't overlook her athletic ability or just her intensity and what she brings to the game.
You got that right.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I mean as a coach and just a former athlete, just to watch her perform regardless of the sport, it's really fun. And you got Jaylee, who's got that quiet presence, but you never question her, her effort. She's always giving 100%, and she'll do whatever I ask, and leads by example. So I couldn't ask for 2 better seniors.
Yeah, they're a good couple of examples of leaders that you have there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the underclassmen a little bit. Of course, offensively, you're led by Addie doing a great job at the plate. Let's talk about the offensive side of the ball for the Storm.
So it's always something we can improve on, obviously. Right now we have Addie leading the way. She's hitting over 600. And her ability to recognize pitches and really pick out that pitch she wants. It's just fun to watch when she connects. She hits the ball extremely hard.
She hits it hard.
Yes, and Sydney, is right behind her, hitting right around 400. And, Sid works at her game and, wants to be competitive in all areas. So those two are really pushing everyone else.
Yep.
Right now we're trying to find, 2 or 3 other individuals
to support them in the lineup.
Yep.
And try to grow that, that offense a little bit. We're not scoring as many runs as I'd like, but we've had moments of greatness in games when people get that confidence and start hitting the ball.
Are you happy defensively where you're at?
Yeah, I say that's our strength right now.
Okay.
When we start talking about games, when we play a consistent defensive game, we're in every game. It's just that consistency piece.
Yep. And pitching, you got Marley Mom in the circle?
Yep. So, we lost Mia.
We
She
lost
graduated.
Mia. I was going to say, there you go.
She was 3 years, and it's different for me as the dad not to see her out there now, but I know Marley really well, and, Marley's done a great job, and she's been preparing for this role. As a sophomore and the change from JV to varsity, there's just some things that she's working on as far as, when to throw strikes, when not to, staying ahead in the count. All those little things that maybe didn't matter as much in JV, but now in varsity, if you're not on point, those good hitters really take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, I've been impressed with her too, and of course with Mia and Addie, but I'm just saying, watching Marley grow from the JV to now stepping in that sophomore role and got to fill big shoes, no question about it. She's doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, she is, and she's pitched every inning for us.
Every inning.
I think we've had 9 games, and it's all Marley. So, and she's been in some tough spots, and she's done a good job keeping her composure and just keep rolling. So.
I know I told you that we weren't going to talk about each individual game because you're already 9 games into the season, Coach, but I got to go back. I got to talk about the DGF game. They come in, I think they were ranked number 3.
Yep, they're still ranked number 3 in the state. Yep.
And they're still ranked 3?
Yeah.
Even after you beat them?
Yeah.
All right, a 1-0 victory. Again, it was on KVRR was the play of the week, actually, the double play by Skylie Polskamp out in center field.
Yep.
What did you think when you're watching it from the sideline?
Well, yeah, the whole game, it just felt different. The first game, we made some mistakes there, and it really should have been like a 2-3-0 game.
Yep, I agree with you.
In second game, you could just kind of feel their confidence grow a little bit, and Marley only struck out 1 batter the second game because they're such good hitters, but we didn't make a single error.
Right.
We made every play. So when we got into that 4th, 5th, 6th inning, you could feel DGF tighten up a little bit. They were just trying a little too hard to hit the ball, put it in play.
Yeah.
And then Skylie came up with an amazing play at the end.
Diving catch, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for her to come in and just commit and dive and then heads up play to throw to first, I mean, it was a great ending to a great game.
A great defensive play there by Skylie and a perfect throw to first base.
Yeah.
And again, I got goosebumps just thinking about it again, and it was a fun play.
Yeah,
There's no question about it. So, all right, tomorrow, Staples Motley coming to town. We'll have it here on Three Border Sports. Brian and I will be there. Staples coming to town. What do you know about them?
Yeah, they're scrappy. I mean, last year when they came here, they do have some good players. They have some holes to fill. So they had a younger team last year, and I know their pitcher now was a younger pitcher last year. So I'm sure, obviously she'll be better this year. So.
Sure.
We got to get the bats going and just, make sure we get ahead. Defensively, if we get 1 or 2 runs, that's all we need, as long as we play a good game there. So, yeah, we just got to put everything together and we'll be fine. So.
Are both of them counters in HOL?
Yeah.
Both are counters.
Yeah,
so.
they're both counted. It's just if there's a tie or anything, then they look at that first game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 7 inning,
Yep, 2 7-inning games, yep.
Okay. All right, well, we're looking forward to it tomorrow again on Three Borders Sports Network. We'll have the Staples Motley game. First game is at 4.
4, yep.
Yep. So the first game's at 4 tomorrow, and we'll have both games on Three Borders Sports Network tomorrow. Coach, you got anything for Coach?
I'm looking forward to doing the game tomorrow. It'll be my first time over
That's
there
right,
this
it's
year.
your first softball game this year.
I'm looking forward to it. It's been fun watching that team with a little bit of success, and now they got some new faces, so it'll be fun to watch them. So looking forward to it.
All right.
Deal.
Coach Dodge, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, I got to give you a Southern Valley Travel Center coffee from Caribou Coffee. Stop out there and get your favorite drink. Whatever you got, it's on the house.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Coach Dodge, the BW Storm, they take on Staples Motley tomorrow at 4 o'clock in a doubleheader over at Breckenridge High School. And we'll also have it on Three Borders Sports Network. What's Chad looking at me for? What did I forget? Nothing. Oh, okay. All right. We'll send it to commercial, Brian. Thank you.
you do with a second chance. At Essentia Health, we understand the significance of second chances. Our heart specialists see them every day. That's why regular checkups and heart screenings are vital, even if you feel fine, and especially when you have a family history. Essentia Health is the right place for early detection, advanced treatments, comprehensive cardiac rehab, for second chances. At Essentia Health, we work hard to keep your heart strong for what's next.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
At Smith Motors in
Well, last but not least, welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, presented to you by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. And last but not least, like I said, head coach of the Huskies baseball squad, that's Andrew Lundstetter. Thanks for taking the late shift tonight, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here.
Coming in. I appreciate you coming in this late at night here. Brian's gotten a little long-winded. What's the matter now?
No, these guys back here.
Now what's wrong in the green room?
They keep chiming in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're giving you a hard time about being a diva or something.
Yeah, he's just getting tired. It's getting that. It's
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He called himself a diva.
Right. Maybe we should rethink the studio audience.
We don't need a green room manager, so Chad's fired. Is that what we're saying?
Maybe not. I don't know.
What
You got people
do
standing up
they
back
get
there.
for the peanut gallery back there? Maybe that's something I would like to do next time.
We might pay you.
Make
We don't pay them.
Make comments from the back.
Yeah, we don't pay them.
Yeah, there's no payment involved.
No.
No.
All right, welcome to Andrew Lundstetter, head coach of the Huskies baseball squad. And coach, season number 10?
This is my 10th season, yeah.
How about that?
9th as the head coach now.
Ninth as head coach.
Yep.
So 10th season overall, 9th as head coach.
Yep.
And before we move on, assistant coaches this year? Same group, I think.
We had Hunter McCall back. He's just gotten better every year.
Yeah.
Brett Gilbertson back,
Yeah.
second year. Love having Brett in the dugout. And then Ryan Brandt coaches our JV squad. And Ryan's been here now for, I think, 4 years now, too. So
That sounds about right.
I think we've had Hunter for 5. This is his 5th season. So we have a crew that knows what's going on, been around now for a few years.
Well,
so.
and they understand what you want and what you want out of your players, so they can relay the same message.
Yeah, I think Coach Watson could tell you the same thing. You know, it's so valuable to have returning assistants that know what the expectations are and the kind of things that we're trying to push, at every level. It's if you can get your younger, your lower level coaches pushing the things that you want to see in the varsity, it just gives you a leg up, when you get those kids and they come to you. We don't want to be teaching too many fundamentals or anything like that when they get to us. We want to be fine-tuning details.
Yeah, that's your spring
details
training.
And things like that. Yeah, so, you're always going to have to run through some of those things.
Oh, absolutely.
Just muscle memory stuff, but, it's great to have those guys back every year.
Yep. Okay, so we got the assistant coaches. All right, let's talk about your seniors right now. And again, the ongoing theme tonight here, Coach. with most of the teams and the coaches that I've talked to tonight, including Coach Dodge, who was just here, a young squad.
Yeah, we're
2 seniors.
We're inexperienced. You know, I think I would tell everybody that would listen, I'm really excited about this group. You know, we kind of knew we were going to take our lumps a little bit here and there this year because of that inexperience, but they're a young group and they're really hungry. They're working hard every day. You know, we had 2 tough games last night and bounced back big time today in practice. One of our better practices we've had in a while. And, you know, I think our 2 seniors, we got Miles Hinckley, who's been with us since he was a freshman, was a defensive starter on our EDC championship tournament winning team and our 3rd place state finish, both program records. And you know, so Miles isn't really too much of a vocal leader, but he's a lead by example guy. You know, he just puts his head down and goes to work and plays hard. And you know, and then Eli Kappas is always there. Kind of provides the, you know, he's more the vocal side of things. He's really a fantastic teammate. You know, he's always trying to build people up. You know, trying to kind of remind them, you know, give them a kick in the pants every once in a while, like, hey, we got stuff we got to get done here. You know, I love having Eli out there. You know, he does a great job of kind of echoing the things that I want to see too. And sometimes I need to hear it from a teammate. You know, like. Hey, you know, we got to buckle down and focus here and get to work. So he does a great job of that too. Love having those 2 guys, you know, in their senior season are doing a really nice job of trying to build something for the future here.
He's been injured for a couple games. Is he going to be back pretty soon?
Yeah, unfortunately, he took a ball to the, you know, off the eye a little bit in practice last week. Had a kind of a mild concussion. So we got first full practice today, and he'll be back playing tomorrow when we're going to North. So.
All right, good. All right, one thing that I've been impressed with, Coach, so far here is the defensive efforts for the team. I think the other night we had the Horace doubleheader. Yeah, it was a tough doubleheader for the team. I think it was 8-5, and then I can't remember the score of the second game. But anyway, 0 errors in both games.
Yeah, you know.
So the defensive effort is there, I'm saying.
I think if you saw us play in the Valley City game, that first game at home, I mean, I think some people were thinking, oof, it could be a long year, you know. And the funny thing about that game was we made plays, we just had a hard time finishing plays. You know, we kind of did the hard part and fielded the ball, and then we kind of let some throws get away. But you've seen kind of a huge and pretty quick improvement on the defensive side of the ball. And not just making the plays and finishing the plays, but our communication and being in the right spots. And, you know, we work really hard on that stuff, and a credit to those guys for, I think maybe some things that they probably didn't know as well coming into the season, and they've learned really quickly. And, you know, again, like I said, it's a credit to the kids because, you know, some of that stuff is not easy. I'm pretty demanding in those areas, and they've responded really well to that, and it shows on the field.
And this may be a question more for your players than it is more for you, but defensively, how is John Randall field itself right now as far as the turf and the grass? And we're in, you know, end of May or end of April, I should say. Is it softened up with the rain that we had this weekend?
Yeah, that
versus
definitely
Davies?
helped. I mean, it was pretty thirsty. The surface definitely needed some water. I think that was evident by the fact that it was pretty dry yesterday when we got out there. But you know, it's JR. There's this time of year, especially in any natural field, really, that we play on this time of year. You know, it's going to be a little choppy, and you know, it just depends. Yeah. So you know, there are some trouble spots. I think there are some just trouble spots on the surface. I mean you know, usually as the summer goes along, then they start.
And then the water comes in, the fertilizer comes.
And it's
we get Chad busy out there.
It's being maintained every day. And you know, so it's played okay. You can tell that we're used to playing there. You know, our kids usually do a pretty good job with that. You know, yesterday there's a couple spots because of the rain. You know, once the base paths had been run through a couple times, and there's a couple spots on the on the dirt, but you can't do much about that.
Right.
You know, you're going to create some holes sometimes. So.
Offensively, how are we doing? You want to see better improvement there? Or?
Offensively is it's inconsistent. At times we've looked really good. I mean, you mentioned the Horace game. I thought the first game against Horace, the pitcher they threw was a pretty decent pitcher.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good looking pitcher. Yeah. And I thought we did a fantastic job of battling in that game. I mean, we saw 80 pitches through 4 innings. And that's what you got to do against a good pitcher is buckle down, make him throw some more pitches. Be really competitive. I mean, we strike out a little bit too much, but we've done a better job lately of, even in those strikeout situations, like I said, we're seeing pitches, we're making that pitcher work to get that out, and that usually pays dividends later in the game, and you saw that in that game. I mean, we scored 3.
Yeah, tying run at the plate.
Scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th and brought up the tying run when it was an 8-2 game going into that inning. So, I mean, that's what you get out of chasing that good pitcher out of the game. You get to the bullpen and give yourselves a chance. And we've done that multiple times this year in games. And, if we can continue to do that and battle like that, we're going to, a couple of those are going to go our way at the end of games.
How's your pitching and bullpen doing?
Our pitching, for the most part, I think has definitely been a bright spot. And all of our pitchers are coming back. We got 9 kids who can throw the ball.
I was just going to say, you got quite a few.
And 1 through 9 are pretty decent. We don't have a Jaden King right now. We had those 3 guys, the Cadens and Jaden, a couple years ago. We don't have that right now, but what we do have are 5-6 pretty solid pitchers. And they're all, like I said, they're all coming back, and they're just going to get better, I think. I mean, I would tell anybody who would listen, Rylan Flack, a sophomore, we knew he was going to come in and do some nice things. He's thrown a lot of innings for us already, and he's going to be a very good pitcher. He's got pretty good speed. He's got great size, first of all. And he can make the ball dance a little bit. He's got pretty good off-speed stuff. If we can learn how to be a little bit more consistent and competitive, throwing strikes, getting ahead in counts, he's going to be really good. And Carter Hawkert, same thing. I mean, I think he was a little disappointed with how that game started last night. But he was being competitive. He was throwing strikes. Those guys can just hit the ball.
They can hit the ball.
We talked about at the beginning of the year, sometimes in baseball in general, but especially in high school baseball around here, you're going to get humbled every once in a while, and those things are going to happen. I thought he did a great job of battling through that. We could have done a better job of making a couple plays to keep that game more competitive.
But then nothing after that.
No, and it was good again after that. So that one got away from us a little bit. But Carter Hawker's done a great job on the mound so far. We got Aiden Hike, who has been a little bit hurt. He hasn't thrown a lot of innings yet. We're trying to ramp him back up and get him going. But I
made a hell of a defensive play the other night.
Great play. I think he would tell you he was a little upset about how he let a couple other ones go by. But man, did he make up for it with that play?
Didn't he?
That was a highlight reel play.
It was a nominee for our play of the week.
Yes, I think that's the kind of thing to get excited about. So you got to find a bright spot in a game like that, and he provided one. So.
All right, what do we got coming up here next, Coach?
We're going to Fargo North tomorrow for two counters, 2 7-inning games.
Fargo North?
Yeah. We should have an opportunity to be very competitive in those games.
Yeah, you should.
Like I said, I think if we can continue to improve on the trajectory that we're on, we feel pretty good about our direction. There's obviously always going to be some things that we can improve on. We got to work on keeping our hands back and being able to take a breaking ball up the middle and the other way. We worked on that kind of stuff today. We got to keep working on that kind of stuff, but I really like where we're going, and I keep telling them, like, I know we've had a tough week here, but we're going to be there where we want to be at the end of the year.
Well, and you finish, according to the schedule here, you finish with 5 home games.
Yeah, we got
regular season.
We have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
We picked up 2 games this weekend too. We're going to go up to Grafton. They had a team had to drop out, so we're going to go up there and play Hillsborough and Grafton.
Oh, cool.
In Grafton on Saturday, we get 2 more games, and I mean that's just going to help us. We got to get out there and play games. So
awesome! Yeah, you got a doubleheader at North and then South on Tuesday the 6th.
Yep.
And then the rest of the games are all at home here. Doubleheader against Red River, 1 Shanley game, 2 West Fargo. The makeup. That's a makeup game, right?
Yep. That's a makeup
doubleheader. So we're going to
doubleheader.
finish off the season strong here at John Randall Field. Coach Andrew Lundsetter, thank you very much. You're going to get your Southern Valley Travel Center Caribou Coffee.
Awesome.
Go out and see Emily and the crew.
Thank you very
Whatever
much.
you want to drink out there, she'll get you one.
Sounds great.
And B-Dub, you got anything for Coach?
No, not really. I mean, last night was my first time seeing him live, and I just thought after that first inning that they kind of settled down after giving up those runs.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's just a team that doesn't quit, and that's what you need.
Yep.
So I think there's some promise
Yeah, it
there.
could have been a 3-0 game.
Right, exactly.
We've had a few games where we look at it and it's like, we're right there. It seems silly when you look at the score and it's 12-0 or whatever, but we don't think we're that far away.
I don't think you are either. Nope, I don't think so either.
One inning away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. There you go. All right, Andrew, good luck with the team here and what you got going on this week, and have good luck up at Fargo North.
Thank you guys very much. We appreciate
We'll
it.
see you back home when you come back to John Randall. We'll have all those home games on Three Borders Sports Network.
Sounds great.
All right, that's Andrew Lundsetter, head coach of the Huskies baseball squad. I'll be right back after this message with Brian, and we'll wrap this up.
Is to find the vehicle that fits you, both in lifestyle and budget. Do more with the spacious GMC Acadia, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hardworking GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive experience featuring high-quality service and low-pressure sales. Chevrolet or GMC, the selection is great. And if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Smith Motors, small-town friendly, big-town.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Giants Culture Show. We're going to wrap this thing up here on Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. Brian's been producing the show tonight. Your thoughts here, my friend? Welcome back.
We pushed through. You know, I thought it went pretty well. I do have something that I want to say. I mean, I wasn't here when the Chiefs lady was on premises.
Oh, yeah, she was sitting right there.
Yeah, I know.
And then she sat in your chair.
In that chair. I know. I can feel the mojo right now. Okay, but I wanted to know that I did take inventory over here.
Yeah.
And everything is here. So
it's still there. Yeah, I wouldn't let her touch anything.
Well, but she might
have moved something.
Secretly, she might want to have some Steeler stuff in her collection. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, so
and she wants to come back and be a part of the show one day. So
can we keep her outside? Well, I tell you what, if she wears some Steeler stuff, some Steeler gear, we'll let her be on the show.
I bet she won't do that.
Chief stuff, she'll have to stay in the entryway.
She'll have to stay out there with Chad and Nerds.
Yep, exactly. But
all right.
She wants to put some gear on. We'll get her on the air. I know a guy.
Hilarious. All right. B-Dub, again, tomorrow we got softball. at 4 o'clock. The BW Storm are taking on Staples Motley.
That'll be my
Heart of
first
Lake
time
Cup.
over there. So yeah.
Your first time.
My first time, but we've been over there.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see those guys play in person.
Yeah.
Softball's a different animal, man. It is. It's a different animal. Pitching.
Fun to
pitchers
watch.
can pitch forever.
Yeah.
It's just different. So
no pitch count there.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think Storm have a decent team and they can compete, and I think that makes for exciting softball. So I'm looking forward to it.
And then on Monday we're going to be over in Breckenridge, and Coach Heidemann and the Cowboys, they'll be taking on Lake Park Audubon. So we'll be covering that one on Monday as well. So
was that our first game over there?
Yeah, it is.
Cowboys,
our
right?
first
Yeah.
Cowboy game. Yeah, they've been away from town most of the April.
Yeah.
What do you got for a time on that one, Joe?
I'd have to look.
What
time is it?
I think it got moved.
Oh, did it?
2 games?
Is it still?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Oh,
Well, good thing
that's
he's here
fine.
now. Only one game.
I didn't. That's funny. Jack didn't say nothing.
Well,
He might not know, huh?
I think he knows, but it got moved because the boys basketball awards banquet, I think it's after they didn't want to have the game go 4
I
hours.
see.
Like a couple
Okay.
Oh, sure. Sure.
So I show 5 o'clock yet, but okay, it might be moved. Okay, so we'll keep you informed. Make sure you take a look at our website and our Facebook page. We'll make those updates as soon as we can, and then we're back next Wednesday with the next round of the Coaches Show for spring.
Yeah.
So yeah,
right back to work.
Our Comdale Innovation Play of the Week is coming up.
Yeah, I had some work to do to get this thing.
We had because I was calling it, or what?
Well, no, I mean I just.
And Chad?
You got Chad over
helped me.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew what we were going to do. I didn't get really a chance to do it, so I had to. You had what?
I had big shoes to fill for that game.
Oh, this guy. This guy. I know. You did a good job, Chad.
Well, I tried.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Big shoes to fill. I can't,
Yeah. It's okay.
So yeah, we had a couple of nominees, and we talked about the one with Aiden Hayek and the nice play he made at third base, and we told Coach Lundstetter off air when he left, and he said, "Yep." He said that's a good choice. So
It's kind of hard. I mean, we have a lot of good plays. Like trying to pick just one is difficult. Now the one we picked is one like region play of the week or something. So it's big time.
Yeah, it
So,
was. It was selected.
I don't know. It was pretty good. And Lady Huskies basketball player made it too. So
how about that?
Yeah, pretty good. So
I like it. I would have said that, but yeah,
I like it.
Skyly Polskamp and made a terrific play.
So we gave it away already.
I already did.
Yep.
I think everybody knew where we were
I
going
think
anyway.
so too. I mean, how could you not?
All right. Should we wrap it up?
I guess so. It's fun to be back, and
Glad to have you back.
Let's wrap her up, and we'll get going tomorrow, and then keep her going.
Glad to have you back, man.
Yeah, good to be back.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being my partner.
Yeah,
and I appreciate Sir
going
James
pretty good.
Watson one last time.
Going pretty good. I appreciate
Appreciate Sir James Watson one last time. Thank you, Sir James, for being what
He's
you
still
are.
watching, so
I know he
careful
is.
what you say.
I know he is. All right, for Yards and Chad out there in the green room, for Noel Eckroth, for my partner, Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. Here is your Comdale Innovation Play of the Week.
Why, so they don't have to do that. See, now I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go.
Now what are you doing?
I just pushed the wrong button, but here we go.
Turn to channel 28, Chad.
Comdale Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdaleInnovation.com. Comdale Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.